Hi, my name is Josiah Osio, and the topic or poem that was appointed to me was Sonnet 22, and the type of criticism that I chose for the poem was formal and new criticism. Sonnet 22 is a poem that connects love, beauty, and aging between William Shakespeare and the fair youth. It is seen in the poem that William Shakespeare does not want to grow old and eventually pass away. Those are found this was found in lines 1 through 4, which says this: My glass shall not persuade me. I am old so long as youth, and thou art one day. But when in thee time's furrows I behold, then look I death my days should expiate. Then in lines 5 through 8, for all that beauty that doth cover thee is but the seemly raiment of my heart, which in thy breast doth live is mine as mine in thee. How can I then be older than thou art? What William Shakespeare was portraying, that his heart is beating in the youth's, therefore he cannot be older than what the youth was. The youth and Mr. Shakespeare are tied in their ages, lives, and deaths in the poem. Finally, in lines 9 through 14, oh therefore, love be of thyself so wary, as I not for myself but for thee will, bearing thy heart, which I will keep so chary, as tender nurse her babe from faring ill. Pursue, presume not on thy heart when mine is slain. Thou gavest me thine not to give back again. In these final lines, William Shakespeare wants the youth to take care of himself, just as he would take care of them. So, what is formal criticism? Formal criticism is the critical approach, doctrine, or technique that places heavy emphasis on style, form, and technique in art or literature, seeing these as more important than or even determining content. Some of the different techniques that were found in Sonnet 22 was alliteration, simile, and enjambment. Alliteration is when words are used in succession and begin with the same sound. A great example of this happening was in line 4, with words death and day, and line 9, with words therefore and thy. Simile is when a comparison between two unlike things are is being compared with the words like or as in the poem. An example of a simile being used was when William Shakespeare compares the care he is going to take with the youth's heart compared to which a nurse would take care of a baby. An enjambment is when the poem forces the reader to the next line and the next. An example of this is when the poem transitions from lines 1 to line 2. What is new criticism? According to the Merriam-Webster, formal criticism, new criticism, sorry. New criticism means an analytic literary criticism that is marked by concentration on the language, imagery, and emotional or intellectual tensions in literary works. Imagery was easy to see in Sonnet 22, and even starts off in the first line of the poem. Imagery in this literary term used for language is the literary term used for language and description that appeals to our five senses. In the first line of the poem, my glass shall not persuade me I am old, is an example of imagery. What this line was saying was that when he looked in the mirror and he sees that he's getting old, he will not believe it. In conclusion, after reading and analyzing Sonnet 22, I would say that William Shakespeare wanted to stay young, especially young at heart. It was amazing to see how talented he was in his writing and see all of the techniques and literary devices that were used in his poem. And these were my works cited that I used for the PowerPoint. Thank you, and have a blessed